Hi. I took a small vacation. So Zenless Zone Zero's 3.1 update is here. And it is everything everyone hoped for and more. Seriously, what more could you ask for? A free character with their signature W engine. An event filled with polychromes to get, so you can pull for one of the characters for sure, or even just save for Sigrid. An outfit that is, a bit special. The possibility of a literal angel blessing your account. And that is it for us very low spend players. Although I don't know if I can consider myself that anymore. If you want to get into Zenless, each birthday is literally the time to do so. Generally you get free stuff and a good start. If you spend a lot of money on this game you'll probably also get another character with their signature. But it's not going to be my case. This is just for the whales, because I spent 30 doubloons, and this is how far it got me. I had to experiment, because maybe I could get a second free character. It wouldn't be free but still. I have a price limit on skins, and that is precisely $20. I will never ever spend more than $20 on a skin. And I am inclined to reject even $20 skins, being more comfortable in the $10 to $15 range. $20 means the skin has to be a very good skin or it has to have a special meaning to me. Both of Remielle's skins were an option for 30, so 15 per skin. And one of them has two variants, not the best variant but a variant either way. And I'm actually getting even a bit more monochromes to the point I could almost buy another skin. Which I'm probably not going to do, but who knows. I will probably use the monochromes for pulls. Or maybe to get Velena's skin, but probably pulls. Anyway. So the price checked out and in my hubris, I thought, for sure that means getting the free character. I mean the limit to get this must also be $20 or close to it, right? But no. You need to spend way more than $30 to get the character. I know I should have probably read the event's rules before assuming. But I thought since they are giving free things surely the greed is gone during the event. I did buy Remielle skins because I like Remielle, so it enters into the skin means something to me category. Although it wasn't worth it and I am probably not going to use them that much because I like her base design. I like angels in general, although I should say I like people with wings since it is more accurate. I'm not really religious. I like angels as a concept. I find it cool and it excites my imagination a lot. I told myself if they add an angel I would return to Zenless, and I did. Although once again a small part of the community got me a bit salty. We got a tormented woman who is on the verge of becoming what she swore to destroy. Who lost her best friend, Belly or a bike, having to kill her with her own hands. And a woman that was trapped in a hollow in stasis for about 100 years losing everyone she knew. And all they see once again is a sexy woman. I don't get it, but whatever. Like what you like for the reasons you like it I guess. I'm just tired of my feed being invaded by videos showcasing her jiggle physics, that's why I'm salty. And yep, like most women in this game she is made of jello, which I find funny. Anyway I am not going to criticize. I knew what I was getting into. I wish more people talked about who she actually is and the mechanics of her gameplay, because seriously Remielle is amazing. Especially for me since I am an anomaly player, and she enables anomalies to work better, counting some small exceptions. So let's talk about gameplay mechanics for a bit. Anomalies have two ways to do a lot of damage. In the beginning of the game it was just one, but now you have two ways. Basically anomalies like one of two things. Disorder damage, which is caused by filling two attribute anomalies of different elements in a short period of time. Which in turn causes different reactions and damage. Every character can cause disorder but anomalies are better at it for obvious reasons. There is a lot of math involved, and not all elements are equal, and for example it matters a lot which anomaly you trigger first and which second. There are a lot of videos explaining it in depth, and if you like reading the wiki has a very good explanation. And the other big damage you have is anomaly damage, triggered in the form of a bloom or vortex by some characters. Right now the only one that can trigger vortex is Velena. It does a lot of damage based on the character that triggered the bloom or vortex. Meaning it is way more reliable than disorder teams in most instances and what Remielle's teams prefer. Actually what anomaly right now it's kind of based on. Disorder is dying and I personally couldn't be happier, I prefer the new anomaly. Well it's kind of dying, in reality a bloom can still be used in disorder teams. But vortex can't. Or at least I haven't found a way. Is Remielle unusable with disorder teams? I think she probably can be used, but right now I do not have the characters to actually try it. I know Velena isn't. Remielle is amazing in the team I'm using, kind of too amazing. I'm destroying the mid-game content since I have not yet reached the end game. The team I am using is Remielle, Velena, and Jane. And let's tackle the hard pill to swallow. Yeah, Velena is kind of necessary to unlock Remielle's full potential. Is she unusable without Velena? I think she is not. A lot of people seem to think she is not free-to-play friendly. But that is not really a good measure to put. Free-to-play is very different from account to account, and without spending a single dime you can absolutely get characters. So what are people talking about? They mostly talk about A rank agents and some even about permanent S rank agents. As if that is the only thing a free-to-play account would have. I spent $5 for the first time in this account, about 1 month ago. This account is about 2 months, maybe 3 months old. I got Kalita on one pull and without spending money. And Velina on another. I started paying money after Velina. So if we are counting my experience, being free to play I literally could have absolutely played Remielle. Actually I won my 50-50 meaning I didn't use the pulls from the subscription I paid. That means my team is literally free to play, since Jane was gifted to me. See what I mean? What is the line? Where do you draw it? Also you measure the characters being viable, but for what? Endgame content? Completing quests or farming? But anyway. Her best teams do all have Velina, so if you pull for Remielle and don't have Velina take that into account. If you just like Remielle, pull for her anyway. Even if you don't spend money, what most of these videos ignore is the fact that the current meta is not eternal. More characters will come out. And eventually you will have a team that is probably stronger than what now is considered the strongest Remielle team. When Miyabi came out it was the same story, and now Miyabi's strongest team is not the one she had on launch. Same for every character. I do have Velina though, it was a no-brainer for me. I kind of wanted Remielle, and I just had her best teammate. So how does she work? Remielle is the first Lumiflux character. And Lumiflux is basically a kind of chameleon attribute. When you put Remielle into a team she basically transforms, in a sense, into the attribute that is next to her, to the right. In my team that means wind, since I have Velina. And you would ask, isn't that a bit stupid? After all Velina's whole deal is being off-field and changing to the character before her. That would just go back to Remielle, meaning Jane would never have her turn. Which is bad since Jane really loves being on field. The reason is very simple. Remielle is an almost completely off-field character, and has a cute way of working. When Remielle attacks, she fills this bar. After filling it she can hold her skill button and change to the next character, in my case Velina. Once she switches, she cannot be switched into via normal switch. Only being able to be switched into by a chain attack, or, what you will actually want to do, which is by triggering anomaly attribute 3 times. Any attribute works and it makes these circles turn on. And if you turn them on and see this thing glow, you can switch back into her and she will do a cool animation doing a lot of Lumiflux damage. After that animation if you hold the attack button she will do another cool animation, doing once again a lot of damage, and filling the bar to switch out again, restarting the rotation. Since she cannot be switched into when off field, that means Velina's ability switches directly to Jane letting her do damage and use Velina's vortex. This combination does an absurd amount of damage. Let me be clear once again. I am not in the endgame. But this is a lot of damage. All 3 characters are at M0, all of them are not yet fully built, and not at max level. And I am sweeping the mid-game content like it's nothing, finishing most fights before even being able to complete one rotation. I know with Promea or with Arya she would work a bit better. I know because I tried it in Hollow Zero. But still, this team is amazing. This wasn't an in-depth guide. I do know a lot about this game but I don't think I have any authority to be here giving lessons. I don't even apply most of what I know, and I try to ball it and go by feeling, which surprisingly almost always works. Even in my other account I had success doing stupid things. Like building damages as anomalies so they could fit into teams even though their additional skill sometimes wasn't triggered, and their stats make them a poor anomaly unit. Specifically I did this with Ellen, so I could have an ice anomaly before Promea was even revealed. And I am thinking of doing it again. My idea is, putting all the anomaly build-up I can on our dear Soldier 11, and pairing her up with Remielle and Lucy. Is it going to work? Probably not, the other times I tried it I never tried something this extreme. But I don't know, maybe it can work in some stupid kind of way. Not perfectly and definitely not efficiently but it could be funny. I don't think I'm actually going to use an attack unit unless I can use it without stun anyway. Which I cannot do with my current characters. I will maybe make a video if it does work in some way. With Ellen, back when I did it, I paired her with Bernice and Lucy and surprisingly she did not feel as bad as I thought she would. But it wasn't good or efficient at all, and obviously Bernice did all the actual work. The experiment only lasted a few hours, then I got bored. But it was funny. Now continuing with the update. After all, Remielle is not the only thing the update brought. We have a new chapter in the story, and a summer event. So I'm going to talk about the story because, what a chapter. In my opinion it's up there with Tour de Inferno, and Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night, which were my favorites up to this point. I am not going to do a story review, because if I did I would not do it justice due to my bad memory. I would actually need to watch it again and think about it harder since this was just my impressions upon a first watch. On top of that, it would make this video way too long, so I will just give my opinion overall. Warning, there will be some spoilers. So if you intend to play it, come back after playing it. The chapter is called The Long Goodbye. Which sounds ominous, but thankfully no one dies. Although one character was really close to doing so. First, every one of the actual cinematics in this chapter are all amazing. There are 7 this time, counting battles too, if we don't it is just 5. Called, Tea Party Surprise, Twisted Obsession, The Long Goodbye, The Fall of Remielle and Accomplice Act. From these 5 my favorite is everyone's favorite, which is The Long Goodbye, the dance scene. It is beautiful, of course, but it's also what sets the dramatic scenes later on after the fight. Since Remielle wants to do everything alone and the proxy wants to help her. It's not new, but if it ain't broke don't fix it. Basically this arc centers on discovering that Remielle has supplanted Lady Dracine. Remielle is an ethereal who wants to become an enchainer by absorbing a karma core, which is what is inside Void Hunter weapons. This karma cores corrupt the person that uses the weapon over time, which is why Remielle had to kill Colonel Bike. Unless I am missing something. The first enchainers were originally created by the creator, but after the original Void Hunters killed one they realized they could use the karma cores as power sources. Like I said, even though they are extremely powerful they corrupt the user over time, turning them into a new enchainer. The karma cores have special powers over reality and over the hollows, and the enchainer of a hollow can change the rules inside it. Basically enchainer bad, we don't want enchainer. Karma core in weapon good, until karma core corrupt, then karma core no good. Remielle is fighting the corruption, but she has partially fused with her karma core. Her particular karma core has power over the flow of time, which is why she can stop the flow of time for a few seconds. Now Remielle also manages to partially fuse with the core and becomes an enchainer, kinda. After being defeated, the big worm appears devouring him. The big worm appeared in chapter 1, and it is called Bashmu. So basically things are about to get worse since Remielle still had the core in him when Bashmu ate him, so now Bashmu is going to become an enchainer. Since it is more powerful than Remielle, that means trouble. The chapter ends with the dramatic payoff of the proxy telling Remielle to grow up, and a kind of truce where Remielle has stopped being considered a fugitive. So overall it is all neatly done. I enjoyed the drama and I enjoyed the comedy. I am even thinking of pulling for Sigrid just because I find her funny. She is as socially clueless as me at times, so I see myself in her a bit. And she, along with every character, has a nice VA too. I didn't mention it in my review, I play the game in English and the voices in this game are amazing. I don't know a lot about voice acting, but I did not feel any voice out of place, nor did any of them break my immersion. I'm sure in other languages the quality is good too. Now we go to the last thing, which is the event. And there isn't that much to tell. I like it, but the story isn't really that interesting. Basically Sigrid was sent to organize a beach party of sorts, for that she has to manage a store. Being the thick-headed clueless horse she is, she asks the proxy for help. And that is kind of it. There are obviously meaningful interactions and Remielle is also present. But it is an event, the story is not that important. It is a summer vacation arc, not a season finale. The important part is the rewards. Are they big? They are better than nothing. It is a good event, although compared to the rest of this update's editions, it is not that great, sadly. But that is my opinion. If you loved it and think the rewards were more than enough, that's great. The gameplay was fun, and running on the beach was a fun mini-game. I just think I was expecting more rewards from the event itself. But the rest of the update gave us a lot, so I am extremely happy with it overall. Zenless Zone Zero is one of the least greedy gachas out there. It is not saying much because the genre works that way, but I am still amazed by how much they give. And that is what keeps me hooked. I don't know if I will actually pull for Sigrid, but I'm sure I will be playing this game when her banner comes out. And I still need to reach the end game with the account. But for that we still have some time to go. So until then, thank you for watching till the end, and see you next time.